Welcome back, Gadgeteers. Hopefully everything finds you well, and because this is before Christmas by about a month, I know, well, 2 months technically, you're preparing for the holidays, and I'm not ready, to be honest, but I never really am. Anyway, let's talk about a couple of topics. Things on my mind, settling in the studio, 4K, why not Linux videos, Gavin's computer, and my health. I saved my health video until the end because many of you don't want to hear about it, so I went ahead and chucked it at the end. But there will be information in there. Not anything too earth-shattering, but yes, I will be talking about my health. Alright, so the studio is awesome. I've settled in really well. I've got computers set up. I'm looking around the room so I can remember what to tell you. Back behind me, which you can't see off to that side, I have a variety of boxes of comics. I have boxes of comics on the floor. I've got a setup to take pictures of comics and a setup to do videos, of course. So it's quite a lot of stuff in here. I would say that I've probably settled in too well, but I do like having the space more so than I did before. I've been doing some vintage computers, and I'll try to cut in some footage of some of the work I've been doing on vintage computers. That lately has been the thing that I've been most interested in, and while I'm doing the videos, I started thinking, what is it I want out of the channel? By the way, this probably won't be edited, so it's going to be a big mess of my rambling and confusing words. Yes, even that. Anyway, what am I doing with the channel? Well, the channel's called Fast Gadgets, not Fast Linux. I think in the YouTube world it's very easy, and it's completely unintentional. Partly it's viewers, partly it's what YouTube thinks your users would like to see, and to some extent it's correct. I started out doing a variety of things, and then I had a period where I did a ton of Linux videos, and I still love doing the Linux videos, so I'm not going to stop doing those. No chance of that. Speaking of which, I'm on Fedora 36. I need to do an update soon, and I always record the updates I do. A lot of times I'll skip over the update, skip one update and go to the next one, but well, it depends which one's out, to be frank. I haven't even checked. If I need to, I will skip one of the updates. So if 37 and 38 are out, I'll skip 37, go straight to 38. I've had incredibly good luck doing Linux updates, and it occurs to me, the Linux system I'm running, my desktop, I think I've been running it since, Linux 25, maybe even before then. So upgrading Linux, especially Fedora Linux, in my humble opinion, is awesome. It works so well. The downside of that is I'm becoming rusty on rebuilding my desktop. So I could before basically take my desktop, if I wiped it out, not the data, but everything else, I could have Linux set up and all the applications I need and some configuration of the applications within 45 minutes. Really fast. Now, I don't think I could do that. I think I would have a chore, and if I have to do it, I'm going to shoot a video, and I'll probably be swearing quite a lot. It's not about making the money for me. It's more about mental health and physical health, how I'm feeling, because I interact with you, I get comments back from you, I leave comments. That part of it's really fun for me, and I guess I just enjoy that part of it, not necessarily making money. And so I'm going to worry less about making money. I'd rather have 300 people view my videos that like them than 50,000 people view my videos that are only about Linux. We still will make Linux videos, trust me. Alright, what should we talk about? Well, we talked about the studio. A special thank you to my wife for helping me set up. Well, she basically set the whole thing up, which I really like. I appreciate it. I wanted to talk about 4K and YouTube. So I made a point to go out years back and buy a 4K camera. The Logitech cam that I'm using right now is a 4K, although it's not all that great. So you might say, is it really? Oh, that's terrible. Yeah, it's, you know, it's not a SLR or something like that. It's not a qualitative 4K video. So what's going on with YouTube? They are doing a pilot testing program to see if people are willing to pay for 4K. So it sounds like they've taken part of their audience and they've told them, in order to see 4K, you have to pay for it. And I've been shooting in 4K, but I got to the point where I'm thinking, what is it I'm shooting in 4K that needs to be in 4K? And there's not really all that much. Sometimes when I'm working on a computer and I want to get close-ups and qualitative interiors or whatever, or maybe outdoors, yeah, maybe, because 1080p I think is more than enough detail, and it's much smaller. That's one of the great things about 1080p. It looks good. The file size is much smaller, so for me, saving the raw files, editing it, and exporting it to 1080p, it's much smaller. Uploading it, it's much smaller, so it takes less time. There's just all these benefits for me going to 1080p. So I got this 4K camera. What should I do? Well, I'm still going to master in 4K, meaning that I probably will go ahead and shoot all my footage in 4K, use it as the source material, and then go ahead and export it to 1080p. I think that will work really well for me. The other thing is, it doesn't take as long for YouTube to create the video. So you upload it and then it says it's processing. It takes longer with 4K, much longer. So usually I upload the video and then I release it the following day because it's not ready yet. It only has the SD 360p version. No. So I'm curious what you think, but that's my plan with 4K, is to just say, heck with it. 1080p is good enough. We talked about why not making Linux videos constantly. I think we pretty much said all that can be said. I want to do a variety of videos. I had a vintage computer here that I bought probably like 2 years ago that I never opened, never had any idea what was inside it, didn't know what processor it had, what memory it had, nothing. So I wanted to get in there and discover what I had, and I thought, well, while I'm doing it, I might as well go ahead and record a video because it'll be fun. And so I've got that video almost done, and then I already have in my mind a second part plan that I'm also going to do. And I have an older vintage computer, a Pentium 166, that I want to move into the office here, the studio. So I'll have two vintage computers. I'll have my main computer, laptop if I need it, and so on. You may have seen Gavin's computer. That is the latest video that I released, and it actually was built in the summer. But we had a really good time building that computer. The first video right now is not the build video, it is the parts video. So we talk about all the parts that we got to compile the computer together. I'm still curious about your comments. What do you think about it? Gavin has been using the computer and loves it. He's really happy with it, and he paid for it. So I wanted to make sure he got a good computer and something that would last him a while. So it works out really well. I'm very happy with it. He's very happy with it, which is the most important thing. So if you get a chance, go check out the Gavin computer video. Unboxing Gavin's new computer parts. Alright. Well, we got to the part that I don't like talking about, which is my overall health. There's good news and maybe a little bad news. The good news is I haven't gotten any worse. Anything that has made me worse is probably due to a lack of exercise. So it's something that I have to work on. But as far as my heart, I'm in a period where I'm not declining and things have been very static. So some of you may be wondering, what are you talking about? Well, I started to have a problem called dilated cardiomyopathy. So my heart became enlarged, and initially they couldn't figure out why. So they ran some tests, a lot of them, even went in my heart, did a heart cath, and went in and checked it out, and they found out that it actually was a genetic issue. So they did a blood test, and they found specifically what genetic marker shows that it was genetic. So the good thing about that is my sons and grandsons can actually go ahead and take a look at it and get their own genetic test to see if they also have that marker. Hopefully not. So I've been through quite a lot. I have a left ventricle assist device, fancy term for a heart pump, that's inside my chest. It's not, do I notice it? No, I have a cable coming out of my abdomen, and I've gotten quite used to it. As a matter of fact, I should have checked my batteries before I started this video, because they may go dead and I may have to replace them. If so, I'll just pause. And I'm used to how it is. That's the other good news. There's no pain involved. My physical abilities may have declined a bit, but that's my fault. And honestly, the best thing for me is to get a heart transplant. You know the rarity of heart transplants. That's the unfortunate bad news part, is it's not like these things are sold at a supermarket. Maybe they are, but not human hearts. So I look forward to the concept and idea of having a heart, but I may never get it. So I haven't wasted time. I've still been doing the things I love to do. And matter of fact, I wasn't shooting videos. I wasn't editing videos. I wasn't playing with vintage computers and having a good time. And last year, I decided that was enough, and I needed to do these things because they're kind of what I am and what I like to do. So, it feels constructive. It feels very constructive, and I need to go ahead and do the types of videos that are constructive, like showing Linux tips or tearing apart computers and bringing you along. All the things, building Gavin's computer. So those are the things that keep my mental and physical health going. When I was doing the vintage computer in here, I was running all over the house, picking up the components I needed, and I was huffing and puffing, and I said, that is good because I'm getting exercise. That's the good thing about it. And I had a blast setting it up. My wife, when she got home from work, sat down and started playing some old games that I had installed. We had so much fun. It really was. So that's where I'm at. The health thing, knock on wood, thank God, it hasn't gotten any worse. The somewhat, well, let me put it this way. My doctor made a comment. She said, everything is fine right now, but anything could disrupt it, and then you just go downhill. And that's the problem with dilated cardiomyopathy. The pump makes me feel better, but my heart hasn't gotten any better. So the end goal is to get a heart transplant. I've got some weight that I need to lose. You have to stay under a certain weight, 250 pounds, to be considered for a heart transplant at University of Michigan. So I got my work cut out for me, but I'm still excited about the idea. I really am. Will I get one? Well, it only remains to be seen. Many people want them, few people give them, and I understand why. All right, I think that's everything I've got to talk about. Hopefully the next video after this one will be Gavin's computer build, which we had a good time doing. You'll see it. And after that one, or possibly before, I've got a vintage computer video I want to do. I've got a follow-up I've been thinking about that I'll do. And sky's the limit. Will there still be Linux videos? Heck yeah, absolutely. I just did one on Elden Ring, I think it was. How to get Elden Ring working in Linux. Awesome. Not so difficult as I thought to do. And I'm going to place most of that praise on Steam, because Steam has made it very possible to run games in Linux, at least the games they sell. And it's very appreciated. I like it. All right. I hope to see you again. I always appreciate your comments. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time on Fast Gadgets.